Hi, welcome to Sensational Seasonal Snacks at the Southfield Public Library. ah, Hi everybody. I'm Shari, of course. Any of you who've been into the library and go to the youth floor probably know me, and I can't wait till you can all be in here again, maybe doing some food programming with me. Of course, you can come into the library. You can certainly check out books. We just aren't doing programming yet, but I'm so delighted that you clicked and you're here now. I'm going to do what I always do and get rid of this banner so you can see the table. I'm going to move it up so you can't see me at my head anymore, but never fear, I'll be back. I'm walking around. Here I am. Hello, hello. All right. So it's December, as you saw on the banner, and that means we're talking about holiday seasonal snacking. Whatever you do or don't celebrate, you can make some beautiful snacks. Not only beautiful, but very tasty. And you can serve these snacks at small get-togethers. I know we're not having big get-togethers, but you can bring them to small family outings, or you can just have them as snacks at home to get you in the festive mood. All right, speaking of the festive mood, let's get into it now. We're going to start with edible holiday wreaths. Yum. With lots of yummy veggies. So, to get started, I have my wreath shapes here. I made my wreath shapes using pre-made crescent roll dough. You can get this at any grocery. And the recipe I originally had was for a huge wreath, but I broke it down into smaller wreaths. So I'm going to show you right here, I made 3 smaller wreaths, just like you'd prepare the crescent roll dough. I double folded, I kept 2 triangles together. I didn't take them apart. I kept 2 triangles together so they were a square. And then I folded them over, and then I made them into a circle. And now I get to take my circle and turn it into a wreath. And first I'm going to do the spread, or the filling, however you want to look at it. I guess more spread's more correct. We're going to use some cream cheese, and again, I guess, because the recipes I have always for much larger amount than I want. So, a couple tablespoons of cream cheese. Then, some sour cream. Just a bit. Not even a tablespoon. Yeah, that's good. So I got my cream cheese and my sour cream in here. And to that, you can add, they suggested a vegetable dip mix, that dried vegetable dip mix, but you can use any of your favorite seasonings. I have some oregano here. I love oregano. I also have some garlic powder, just a dash. And I have some pepper. So any of your favorites, you could use rosemary, you could use thyme, basil, any of those will work. Now I'm going to use my trusty wooden spoon and mix it together. Looks like a paste, kind of a paste texture. All right. Now I'm going to start with the spoon, and I'm going to use my little knife here. I would suggest one of those rubber scrapers for doing this, but of course, as we've discussed, I sometimes forget things, and I have a lot of things to bring in. So I forgot the rubber scraper, and we don't have one at work. We have a lot in our kitchenette, as you know, if you've watched some of my videos before, where I come to you from our little lounge upstairs. It's not little, it's quite large. We have a lot of things, but we don't have rubber scrapers. So what I'm doing now is spreading the mixture onto one of my wreath shapes. Make sure you get the whole thing. Okay. I'm gonna just do one, I think, because I have 2 other recipes to get through. So here's my covered wreath. Now it's time to decorate the wreath. So greenery. For greenery, you could use kale leaves. You could use spinach leaves. There's all types of greenery you could use. I'm using broccoli. I got a head of broccoli, a small head of broccoli, and I just cut off individual blooms, I guess you would call them. And now I'm just going to set them all around my wreath shape. Fill it up as much as you can. Keep them pushed together pretty close. Push them together pretty close. Maybe leave a little room because you're going to be putting some other decoration. Okay, so now I've got my greenery. At the bottom of the wreath, which I'm going to say is right about here, we're going to make room for the bow. So I've got my 2 triangles that I cut out from a little pepper. I use these little tiny peppers. You see those, the little tiny peppers? And I just cut them. I cut 2 triangles and then 2 thinner pieces to be I was looking for a little bit thinner. I suppose I could make it thinner. So now we've got our bow. We've got our bow, we've got our little wreath. Now you can add, you could really keep it like that if you want it, but if you wanted to add some color, or a little more color, a little more red, you can add some tomatoes and just place those throughout the broccoli, sort of give it some color. You could use dried cherries or cranberries. That would probably be tasty. Can't think of other red. All right, and that is your edible holiday wreath. How cool is that? I'm going to set it over here on my tray. And now we're going to move on to the next recipe. That was a savory, as we talked about. Savory is not sweet, not dessert, but something that's more filling. You know, maybe spicy or trying to think of other savory flavors, salty, things like that are savory flavors. So I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to clean off this spoon because we're going to be using it. I have a wet towel here because I don't have a sink right near me like I do in the lounge. Let me grab another towel. I love my wooden spoon. It's just, I swear by a wooden spoon because it's really, I just think it mixes better than any other type of spoon. I don't know why I feel that way, but I do. All right, we're going to do another savory, and then we'll finish up with a sweet. Our next snack or party hors d'oeuvre or gathering hors d'oeuvre we're going to make some trees, some holiday festive trees. And we're going to start with any type of cheesy, soft cheese triangle. This is Laughing Cow, but you can use any kind. There's all different kinds. White and triangular are all you need, and soft. What you're going to do is take a pretzel. I have a pretzel here. It might be a little bit thick. You're going to put your pretzel in to your triangle. Kind of mush it up around a bit to make sure it's sturdy. Looks pretty sturdy. And then in this bowl, I have everything I need to decorate my tree. Broccoli again. This time I took the broccoli and I just went like this, just to get the very head of it, just the green bristly part. I don't know that that's the official name for it. Now you're going to take the green bristly part and sprinkle it onto your tree. And it does not have to be perfect. In fact, it's better if it's not perfect. Because no tree is perfect, right? And no two trees are alike. So every one of these, well, this would be a really fun thing to do. You're busy, busy, busy. This is a really fun thing to let them make their own snack, right? You put out some of the ingredients, which really is just the broccoli. I did a little yellow pepper. They did stars in the recipe. They actually cut the pepper into little yellow star shapes. I couldn't do that. So I just did a yellow triangle shape to put at the top. And you just push it into the cheese. And then you can add some red. I cut some small red peppers into even smaller pieces. And just press those in to the cheese. These would, if you had several of these on a plate, they would look so pretty and so appetizing amongst your wreaths. And there you go. There you go. A little tree. And I'm going to set that on my tray as well. I know I usually taste after I make everything, but I think I'm going to taste everything at the end today to mix it up a little. All right. So I've got my trees, I've got my wreaths. Now, of course, what seasonal snack series, woo, talk about alliteration, right? Where you use that same letter several times. Seasonal snack series. Ooh, that is a mouthful. We're going to end with our sweet, and we're going to snow, right? That's what we need to end our seasonal snack series. Snow. Even more alliteration. So I've got my bowl here. And again, I'm making a small amount, so I'm not really sticking to my recipe. I'm kind of winging it. You're supposed to use a food processor too, but I did some samples to see how they come out, and you don't need a food processor. Get some unsweetened, very, very finely shredded coconut, and you should be good. Just make sure you get really fine coconut. I'm going to eyeball it. I'm just going to make a couple. So I've got my flaked unsweetened coconut, a dash of salt, just a dash, not a lot. It was an eighth of a teaspoon. Oh, I did way too much there. Okay, yeah, I did way too much there. Going to my garbage bag and dumping out a bunch. Okay, I just have a tiny, tiny amount. The rest in the garbage. All right. So got my salt, got my coconut. Time for tablespoon of honey. Tablespoon of honey. Got my nice wet. I can use my knife to try to get more honey out. Honey's very sticky and doesn't like to cooperate, which is why I wish I had my plastic spatula. I'm not even going to put more in the tablespoon. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to put really a tablespoon and a half. So I'm eyeballing again. All right. And then about half a tablespoon of vanilla in there. And they said to use coconut oil and coconut milk, but I'm using regular milk and vegetable oil, and I tried it to make sure it would work, and it did. Just use about a tablespoon. Oil. So I've got my oil, I've got my honey, I've got my salt, got my vanilla. Now I'm going to do a tablespoon of milk. And then another half. All right. Okay, now you're going to mix that all together. Ooh. I'm going to add a little more coconut because they're looking more vanilla-y than coconut-y. They're looking more like the color of vanilla, like brown, like a muddy snowball, and I don't really want that. Okay. So we're going to roll them into small balls. Okay, container here I can put them in, so I can put them in the fridge. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. There, it's about maybe an inch or so. Let's do one more. When these are refrigerated, I can probably roll them in more coconut, so they're a little more snowy looking. All right, so there's two, and I'll pop those in the fridge. All right, so that's my snowballs. So now let me show you the finished product. Actually, I have a towel. My hands right here. Okay. Now I'm going to dry my hands. All right. I think I'm ready to show you my finished products that I have over here. I have some snowballs that I have in the fridge. And I'm going to come up close to the camera so you can see. Hi. So here you go. My snowballs, my tree, and my wreath. I'm all set for the December's seasonal snack season. And let's see, let me try my tree. Very good. Yum. Get the crunchy and the cheesy, and then the nice little crisp veggies on top. Super good. Now I've got my wreath. Oh, that's really, really good. It's kind of like having your salad and your croutons. You know those little crunchy things you put on top of your. Crunchy things you put on top of your salad. It's built right in. So it's like a salad to go. Really nice and portable too. So you could make these and even take them with. Make sure they're in a nice flat container so they don't get messed up. And just pull them out. You know, say you're going for a visit somewhere or you got shopping, and if you pack these well, maybe with a little bit of like a little ice pack or something in like a little portable bag. Because when you got small children, right, grown ups, you got that portable bag with you with snacks. This is a perfect holiday snack for them to munch on while they're sitting in chairs waiting patiently while you shop. So, yeah. And you could totally do that with the trees, too. So a little fun holiday twist to the typical travel snacks, right? And now here's our snowballs. And you see, these are pretty and white. These came out nice and pretty and white. I'm going to have one of these. Totally gluten-free, by the way. And so that is our December edition of Sensational Seasonal Snacks. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had a great time. I hope you make some of these and take pictures and send them to our Instagram, send them to our Facebook page, or email me, sfesco@southfieldlibrary.org. I would love to see your pictures of all of your wonderful treats that you've been making with me. So I wish you the happiest and healthiest of holiday seasons, and see you on the next episode, because I am planning more episodes. Hopefully, I'll also be doing some in-house food programs soon. I really do hope so. Until then, this is Shari from the Southfield Public Library, signing off. Bye.